Right folks, tank shut down for tonight. I've whipped up because there's only so much of EastEnders one man can take. My son's here with me. He's helped me with the water test. There is your results for today's water test. There is a slight rise in the ammonia, but only ever so slight. Still the same colour on the nitrate. I will take a still picture before I finish. I think a lot of people have misunderstood what I was trying to get at earlier on the video about comparing the Eric 1 prototype and the way my fish were acting to the K1 system that they were in. Now, going to that K1 system, although a lot of people are saying yes, but the Easy does this and the Easy does that. Now, I'm not knocking EA, I'm not slating anyone who uses a Nexus or a pod, because I've got basically a Nexus and a pod running up here on a smaller scale. But the one thing I will say, even though I'm running this type of principle, this Easy here gets dumped on a daily basis. So that is 25 gallons a day I dump and I replace with fresh water. Every 3 days I then boil that Easy and then dump it to waste. There has been more than one occasion where I have had, and on most occasions I do dump the boil and then I fill it and I boil it again, and when I say I boil it for at least an hour each time. I then drop it again. So every 3 days you're getting a double boil, and there has been occasions where even after a second boil and dump, I have put my hand into the K1 and stirred it around manually and still got major amounts of crap out. That is from someone who is using K1, and from someone who is also using the prototype. The amount of crap that we have been seeing after 3 days of use is still minimal compared to the amount of waste that was being seen through my K1 system. Just a thought. I mean, we've got to have some kind of balance here. So don't get me wrong. I mean, I've got my laptop up here, and 1 or 2 people have said, "Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. It's all because of the amount of water I'm changing or I'm not changing." When I was running my fish tank, which has now been disconnected and taken down because I'm going to be thinning some things down, and this will be going up for sale at some point with all the filtration. But that's not what we're here to talk about. It's just, I think some people are trying to twist what I said earlier when I was trying to make an unbiased comparison with 2 systems that I've used. And okay, it's, like I said, it's not a perfect Nexus, it's not a perfect pod, but it is still an average of 150 gallons there, with an average of, I would say, there is at least 90. Between the whole lot, there's at least 140 litres of K1 there, in with the static and the aerated chambers. So that in itself is major water in my opinion, major water manipulation. So we'll have some thoughts on that. We'll just check the tests again. Yes, we still have a little bit of ammonia in there, around 0.25. Nitrate is still high, nitrate is still high. I'm not doing all this to cause arguments on the forums, but what I will do is, while we're here, and I know someone knocked my digital calipers, I don't think they were from Lidl's and I don't think they were from Aldi, but I have got a set. George, can you hold that a second please? Turn it on. Inches. Right, now this is the pipe that I've got at the moment on the ball valve. Now, as you see, I got this from Wickes, and it was rainwater downpipe. I'm sure it says it on the other one that's on there. It says it's 50mm. Now we'll get the caliper out. And we'll go for the inside measurement.
See my face.
Oh, there you go. It's just short of 2 inches, so there's not really that much in it, and I can understand where Peter's coming from, because if you look at the internal diameter of 2-inch pressure pipe, there is a gap. Now if I actually put the caliper on the inside of that pressure pipe, you will see it's still not quite fully 2 inches, but the bore size on the actual ball valve itself might make that little bit of difference, but personally I think it's going to be fractionally marginal. But I'm not good when it comes to figures. I'll leave that to the experts and they can get back to me. Normal piece of 2-inch waste that most average Joe would use while we're at it, which is this sort of waste here, and as stated by someone else, this will actually fit inside 2-inch pressure pipe. There you go, and that's normal 2-inch waste. Hold that a second, son. As you can see, there's a collar been put on this so that normal 2-inch waste can be used. That's why it's come out the same as this piece of pipe. That's why I got this piece of pipe to check. But if we was to go from the outer sides of that pipe, you're looking at just over 2 inches. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts. I mean, it's how finicky and picky do you really want to be? I mean, we could get really anal over a fractions of an inch. I mean, I'll let Peter decide, but I've got no problem with reconditioning this ball valve and swapping it for the Cockney Coy valve one. There will be a smaller difference in size, because if you actually look, what I've done is you've actually got a soil coupler which then goes inside of the ball valve. So yes, the inner bore has been restricted ever so slightly, but we are talking fractions of inches. So until we speak tomorrow, back to you.